Wukong is more likely for Tian, but still, Vi, Wukong, or Ahri, one of them, because Rookie's played 14 games of Ahri, 3 is his next highest. It's just Ahri meta for this guy.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Is Nymera not like a top esports fan? I'm assuming he is at this point, right?
You'd think
we just
so,
had
right?
him. We just had him here. Maybe I should have asked him before we got into the series. But yeah, Rookie, borderline one-trick ponying the champion this split so far. Of course, we do know the guy has a very, very extensive champion pool, but it's just what he's landed on a lot so far. R8, nah, Sejuani. It could be an R8 rotation. A lot of team fighting, a lot of strong side laning as well. We've seen a small resurgence in Na recently with like Triforce, Hullbreaker, and it certainly can take over side lanes into some of these tank matchups pretty oppressively as well. At that as, yeah, I think we're probably expecting this Vi to come through. Wukong, the slightly less favored pairing when you have Ahri in the mid lane. And of course, we know how this combination works. Vi goes forward, get the ultimate, and of course then the charm follows up, and it's a little bit impossible to get out of that combination more times than not. So now, Top Esports, I imagine they will look to just kind of nibble down on Strive champion pool, considering they've got the Sejuani. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just Silas and the Carly bands thrown out towards Strive, but we'll see whether or not they also want to pinch on the support pool, because you have to remember that this Tristana, of course, can still flex towards the mid lane, and if they throw out those mid lane bans, it could be pretty much a waste. So support ban's also the secondary target here for Top Esports, and it will be the Milio first.
Makes sense when we're talking about Baolan here, and Enchanter support through and through in the recent meta is Rel on the other side. Also just going to be in that same direction. Side note, Top Esports are drafting like a 13.7, so I'm trying to remember what was strong. Bit of a Felios talking
yeah, just a Felios and...
Yep, at MSI.
I mean, a Felios Lulu, Zeri Yumi.
Zeri, yuck. Yeah,
yuck. I agree. I knew I always liked you.
We're away. We're away from that now. It's sad to see Xayah banned because we know with JackeyLove. Well, we don't know with JackeyLove, do we? I was going to say we know JackeyLove, you know, loves playing Aphelios, but that's any AD carry, right? It is his most played. But he's played. They've played Lucian Nami a little bit, Draven, Ziggs, Varus. JackeyLove could go anywhere from this, as Karma's also banned away.
So banning away the Karma, that says to me Ahri are maybe considering chucking this Tristana mid, and then we have like Varus Heimerdinger or something like that in the bottom side. But we'll see exactly what the idea is. JackeyLove goes towards his Kai'Sa.
Almost. I said Gala, I'm sorry, but yes, it is JackeyLove's skin. It's because watching Gala the other day on it. But the funny thing is, yeah, it is JackeyLove's 2018 skin. So seeing JackeyLove on Kai'Sa, man, that is a bit of a throwback as well. And it's his first Kai'Sa of the regular season.
Yeah, wow. Only his first. I'm kind of surprised considering we've seen so much Kai'Sa recently. Would have thought that he would have at least picked it up once or twice, but I feel like the Karma ban really did signal that this was going to be the bottom lane here for RA, and it definitely is. So now what will the response be from Arc? Because Karma is definitely probably the most preferred support into this lane that I've seen that works. If you go something like Rakan, you're going to get peppered. Yeah, the enchanters are still there, but it's just about what enchanters actually work reasonably well into this lane, or whether or not you just want to yield it entirely because the AD carry matchup to AD carry matchup is so bad. They go towards the Rakan, so compositionally, it's fine, but man, RA are going to have so much priority down in the bottom side. Maybe Top Esports can do something to break up the tempo down there, right? Maybe Tian does some kind of cheeky level 2 or 3 gank where he's able to avoid a lot of vision, but that's where I would expect Leyan to come down towards the bottom side super early as well, and just look to man-mark Tian to ensure that this bottom lane can continue to win out its 2v2.
So I'm assuming then that if Top Esports get out of lanes, like they're skirmishing, their team fighting, just feels naturally better if they're at an even point, right? Because RA are going to be playing through the range, through some of the poke that they can use with Assum, but more so that lane advantage that they should come out of this first game with.
Yeah, so I feel like for Top Esports, it's just about the fact that all of their champions can just go forward very easily, and they all synergize well and follow up off of each other's abilities. I will say, though, if RA do pull ahead enough, you can run into these weird scenarios where even if, you know, you have compositionally a team that's a little more cohesive and all on the same page and you're all making the calls at the right time, for RA, they can still blow targets up really quickly, right? Chains of Corruption into a grenade from Heimerdinger. That first person that dives in, they can just die, right? And all of a sudden, you're immediately in a 4v5. So top esports still need to, you know, check their approaches, ensure they're not getting or eating up too much of the CC, because RA will still have the burst damage available to kill off the first target, maybe even the second as well, if they're not careful.
And regardless, never fighting a choke versus this comp of RA as well. Think about how much fun you have as a Heimerdinger, Varus, Tristana, Sejuani, and Nah when people move into a little corridor. Zone control, another name of the game, as RA try and climb their way up here in the standings. We are getting towards the point where teams are starting to lock themselves out. No one eliminated yet, but an impossibility, it seems, for some teams already around this level to win against the opponents that they're facing up against. Here for RA is one of them, as Top Esports holding third right now in the league. A win here would move them to 9, and it would just be so long until they lock themselves into playoffs as well.
Yeah, they are approaching the point where, I mean, realistically, I don't know what the probability is, but if Top Esports somehow didn't manage to lock in playoffs, I would be pretty impressed, I'll be real. Yeah. But for RA, the reality of not making playoffs is starting to loom, right? Because they still have not only Top Esports, but JDG and OMG in their final couple of games. Only saving grace is they have Ninjas in Pajamas right above them, and they also have Team WE right above them as well. So they need to win those games, and if they can somehow sneak a series off of Top Esports, we'll see how this one goes, we're watching it, JDG or OMG, then that will definitely help their cause a bunch. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if you've taken a look, an extensive look at the table, but I'm not really sure where the 10th place cutoff is going to be this mix. It feels like it could end up being kind of low comparatively to spring. Like, we could see, realistically, a team with 7 wins get in again.
That's true. I mean, especially as you were saying how the middle of the pack is working out. On a note on that, I mean, NIP right now are my benchmark team because they beat everyone below them, but they lose to everyone above them. So they truly are a 10th place team at the moment, both in standings and in skill. But ultimately, I think what I know about the LPL this split is that, yeah, there is that big bubble up towards the top of BLG, JDG, and then it's just kind of everyone else gradually slimming their way up. Top Esports, like a win here, separates them for a little bit longer, but you're still expecting OMG to make it up there. LNG as well, as I need to pause because this is Rookie's 800th game. Yeah, and he's over Flandre by a milestone. I mean, Flandre's not playing at the moment, so that makes it easier. But he's up there, man. I mean, Rookie's been here since, like, what, 2015, 2016? 2017.
I'm not the guy. I am not the guy to ask about long-standing history. Yeah, oh, wow, a lot. That's rude. That's rude. But yeah, definitely, Rookie.
That's right.
In that bubble, he's in that bubble with Mako and Xiaoxu, right above that 800 game mark now. As they continue to flex their veterancy here in the LPL. We'll see how Rookie can get on in his 800th game, whether or not it can be a win. Always like to, you know, mark off those big milestone games with victories. We want to remember them for losses specifically. Though I doubt players are like, man, my 600th game, I think back to it, I can't believe I lost. I can't believe I was in this matchup. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh,
yeah.
Neither jungler really did anything too interesting. They just kind of full cleared, went scuttles, and got their wards on the enemy Gromp. In Tian's case, he didn't even ward. Oh no, he did. Right there by the river entrance. Though, he wants Strive.
He does, but it's the Tristana. W's going to have to be on point here as Baolan. A bit too far forward. Mark trades his health bar, though. It's Ignite from Baolan. TES hold on to their summoners in their bot lane duo.
They do for now. And I do wonder if Mark did drop the Ignite, whether or not they could have kind of committed for half a second longer to pick up Baolan. But they don't go for it and just end up backing away from one another. Strive, yeah, eats a trade, but he does have teleport, so not too fussed about it as Tian looked for the angle, couldn't find it, and now we'll just reset. We'll actually be behind on tempo, I suppose, behind Leyan now, so see how that technically affects this matchup. I mean, it's a 25, guys. I'm not gonna sell it like it's carry versus carry here, but level 6 pacing, right? That's what's gonna be important in a couple minutes time. If Tian doesn't find anything and he ends up just kind of farming out again. As replay down here, let's see. Could they have committed with an Ignite here and like an extra auto? Very, very nice from JackeyLove to sneak in that W. in between the minions.
Maybe.
You'd have to imagine maybe, right? Like, Ignite plus 1 extra woe from JackeyLove 100% would kill him. So,
Yeah.
feels like they just didn't want to overcommit, just in case they would lose Mark. Didn't want to trade 1-for-1, AD carry to AD carry.
And while laning phase has been a concern this split, as Mark should be okay after a small trade. That ultimately, you think from TES, like JackeyLove has been the calmer one in most cases, right? Outside of that IG early game in game 1, which was their last series, it's hilarious to me that JackeyLove has been so calm and pretty respectful of opponents like he was then.
Yeah. What universe are we living in where JackeyLove is the reasonable gameplay player? Yeah, it is definitely interesting to see. But I mean, we've kind of had that development, I think, throughout spring. I remember very early on in the split, there was an interview with JackeyLove that we had here on the broadcast, and he was saying, you know, I've matured a lot. You know, I'm not quite that same young kid that loved going in 24/7, whilst that's not partially turned out to be, you know, the full truth. You definitely can see there are moments where he is a lot more disciplined, right? So it's not like he was telling big old porcupines. He is definitely, you know, not going in as aggressively as he used to, as Tian's actually here to cover this from Leyan.
Yeah, Strife does match it as
Whoa.
Tian just runs into him. Rookie with one more, his flash still up and available, lands it, close to a reset, finds it. First blood over to Rookie, Spirit rushes out of there. Leyan also tagged up as the charm. Oh, this is why he's playing the champ so much, as Leyan's lucky to get alive, or lucky to get away alive rather. But top esports in the 2v2, this is exactly why they prioritize it.
Yeah, that's exactly why they prioritize it. It's still such a strong 2v2, despite how long it's been inside of the meta. And in this case, even though they were a little bit desynced, it felt like, you know, Rookie was disengaging, Tian was like, nah, I got Strive, and back and forth. And they were still able to find the mid laner and almost take Leyan as well. So we get a replay of it because Leyan goes in for the gank because he sees, of course, Strive go in. Flash over. Quite nice from Tian, to be fair. I don't think that Q2 quite connected onto Strive, so there's a little less damage into his health bar, but Rookie still had that 1 extra charge, able to flash forward and then steps back up for the charm. Sneaks it past the minion as well. A couple of minions, actually. Almost block it for Leyan, and one more auto from either Tian or Rookie would have sealed Rare Atom's jungler's fate. Unfortunately for him, he's able to walk out of it.
The pot saving his life as well, feels like, but still no flash on jungle, no flash on mid here for RA. Remember that TS used theirs as well, so maybe a small window if Leyan can get anything done with the Spirit Rush. Also unavailable for Rookie. However, with the back, he was able to pick up the lost chapters, so still already a lot of power here for TS in the early game as gold evens out a bit, despite RA having a lead moments before through their lanes. And Jamada, it was because of that bot side. It was because of the 10 CS lead here from Assum. And even top side doing well. I feel like RA has just, unfortunately, dropped the ball in that 2v2, and now lanes don't feel as strong from one small maneuver. This is happening, isn't it? Okay, Wayward's just out though. Rather, Xiaoxu is the one who jumps out while Herald's being done topside.
Yeah, Xiaoxu was the one that threat there, to be honest. I think as soon as you drop out of Mininar, Cassante with Sheen has so much all-in pressure on you, but still had the leap away. Now this Herald is getting lower and lower. Tien's on the backside. Is he going to be spotted out? He's got it.
Just takes it, ultied up so that he stop him getting it, but he ults through it. He ulties and gets it, almost kills Strive on the way out as well. The fact that Cease and Desist picked it up is just classic.
No, that was smart. I think that was intentional from Tian, because I think he just recognized that if he tried to right-click to it, he would just probably die before he got there. So I can appreciate that from Tian. Not only does he win the smite, but a little bit of smart thinking also gets him across the finish line as well. So good job there, and it denies RA the opportunity to pick up that Herald when it felt like they definitely cultivated the opportunity in the first place to take that one up. So replay in, back of the pit, the ward is there, so that RA, they know it's a 50-50. It's a fairly big frame. Oh, I've just realized as well, actually, Leyan was working with a 600 damage smite, whereas Tian had the 900 damage, so it wasn't even really a 50-50. Okay. Yeah, really, really good from Tian to use that ultimate just to get over the line and pick that one up.
Well, now where do you put it? I mean, again, the fact that he got it is hilarious in itself with the steal. Up towards top side for now as Leyan hits the dragon, but remember that Herald gives options here for TES as this is first dragon. 10 minutes in, rather slow here, Jamada, but it is because of that bot side that RA feel comfortable just starting this off.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's more actually to do with the fact that Leon's on something like Sejuani, and maybe they just haven't really put much prior on it, right? Sejuani's not inherently the most insane early Dragon Taker in the world. And normally, if you've got like hard winning lanes, then you'll go straight to it, but in this case, he just hasn't. It's that Shiv lane in the bottom side. It's JackeyLove and Assum both going towards that build. Assum, I'm kind of curious to see what his full build looks like. I feel like we kind of know what JackeyLove's going to end up with, because we've seen quite a few Kaisers effectively just end up going full AP off the back of stack Shiv. And to be fair, it does look pretty strong. Whereas Assum and Varus, typically, you can see things like Riftmaker come out, you can see Nashers, you can see like actual just regular on hit, but you have static Shiv. Options a little more depthy, shall we say, for Assum. So we'll track that as he continues to accumulate more gold.
I'm more interested in what happens towards mid, because Rookie's already got Everfrost. Wayward.
We love a trio.
We do. We love an attempt. That, I guess, was hoping that he didn't have Hop available, maybe just a little bit off on the
I just
time.
wanted to catch him off guard, I think, because you can, you know, do something like that, flash EW and then get the Q3 knockback whilst they're still stunned from that Pathmaker. But Tian, he's the Pathmaker. He's the one that's made his way up here. Xiaoxu, however, has Mega. So there's a disengage, and he's gone.
Mark even coming up as well. And just like that, RA probably sigh of relief, because so many members of TES committing to top. They'll just continue chilling in their lanes. Jamada, when we talk about lanes being a priority, that does feel like a slight win for the time being, is Baolan. Angle here for the E, but the Donga not going to throw it out.
Ooh. Missed the grenade. If he hits the grenade, then Assum chucks out his Chains of Corruption and Mark just dies. So fortunate on Mark's part. He was able to survive. Because yeah, this is kind of like the power point right now for Baolan and Assum, when they're like just both, well, obviously Baolan's waiting for that first time to come in, but when they're about to hit it, the potential is all there. Quickness is in.
Oh my god!
Alright.
Dude, the burst. Everfrost, Static Shiv, and hello! They've got a reset as well. Oh no, Assum cleansed, flashed that Jamada. But he got auto just as he got buffered out. Oh dear lord, they're now in charge.
That's tough. That's tough for RA. So you asked me, right? Top Esports, compositionally, because they all go in and RA are kind of working more of a pseudo poke composition range. Does that give Top Esports the edge? This early on, I was expecting not really, but Top Esports really pulling the trigger on one another.
No. Oh no. It's a flash for flash. Rookie did burn his, so it is a positive trade.
It's 2 for 1. Yeah, 2 for 1. Not bad, not bad. But yeah, if Top Esports are all on the board like this together, then yeah, it is really, really strong. And RA won't really have too many answers if they keep the pace high. If they keep the tempo high and they keep them looking for force plays like this, it will get very, very difficult for RA to play the game, because they don't really have, you know, so many disengage tools that they can deal with all of those members diving in at the same time, right? So for Top Esports, keep on overloading numbers in the play and you should be fine, but you don't really want to give RA, you know, the time, the opportunity to scale up, and then all of a sudden diving in becomes a bit more of a chore, right? If you kind of have to be a little more nuanced with it, that's when things get a little more complicated. You want to be able to just kind of smash your R key buttons, go in, assassinate a target, 2 targets maybe in one combination, and then play off the back of that. So let's see if Top Esports can keep that tempo high, because yeah, this is a much more disciplined and cleaner early game, for sure, comparatively to that IG series, and that was definitely where we were putting that bar for Top Esports here, moving into RA.
And it started off the back of mid jungle 2v2. I mean, Tian again having a good game #1 alongside Rookie. It's also happened through mid where the rotation there, the numbers advantage and the pick potential with the burst damage has just been insane. But now for second Dragon, I want to see if there's insanity coming out of RA, because they're 2k gold down. And right now moving towards mid, either to push this out Jamada or try and get priority second time around into River. TS are sitting here and waiting. Mark is kind of baiting for it at the moment.
Yeah, so as RA, if you can kind of set up the Heimerdinger up inside of the River, then, you know, it can make things on the approach a little more tedious for Top Esports, but it's not really going to be the end of the world. think this could be an interesting timer though. Xiaoxu losing Mega Nut. Goes exhausted. He's gonna maybe sit here, hit the Herald, because he knows it should be relatively uncontested, but also just seems like they're actually just gonna give up on the Dragon. So starting up early for the rest of his team to get there. I'm gonna say maybe he's using it to also build up Mega if top esports take their time without the Dragon, but not gonna be the case. It will just be this objective trade across the map, and we'll just take the handshake, and it's gonna be a Chemtech Soul, which, yeah, you know, we all know how we feel about Chemtech Soul.
Yeah.
It's a bit stinky.
Good thing for RA. However, you know what is awesome is the blast cones. I mean, the thing about Chemtech Soul that people forget is that the blast cones and the rift transformations, that's kind of what makes it worthwhile in a sense. But that's a universal change, right? It's not just for the team getting the dragons.
Yeah,
The individual dragons are better.
Yeah, it's a weird world where the individual dragon is better than the soul. It feels like by application. It's very rare that you end up with very little Chemtech dragon value. I guess this is actually one of those games, almost. There's not too much shielding and healing on either side, so I suppose it's all around kind of not really a desirable dragon at all in this game out. Anyway, I think we spent 60 seconds slandering Chemtech Dragon when we already know.
No.
Man. Well,
That's not good.
it's
This
a swing
is
and
a
a miss.
beneficial trade for TES. They just got inner turret bot. Inner stays standing for RA and topside. Wayward just holding that by his lonesome. And it doesn't look like anything was taken mid. So, again, TES 3,000 gold up here in the early game. Or rather, as we transition to mid. Strive, trying to be predicted by Tian. He's ultied away. But Tian is trying to make this into a solo kill. There's a teleport. Is he giving up though? No! Tian solo kills as Xiaoxu flies in for the TPBing match. It's Wayward helping out his jungler. About to go Mega Gnar though, so Wayward's going to need help himself.
There's no
JackeyLove's
way.
flying down. There's a flash. There's a bouncing bomb. Granada disappears, and JackeyLove there hovers in the wings as TES survive. Tian, absolute legend.
Nah, I was about to giggle if Tian sacrificed his top laner just so he could get a solo kill.
Yeah.
Ooh, how aggressive are they feeling here? Not enough, as they all disengage away from the chicken camp. Because yeah, I mean, I guess Tian just finds a solo kill. He's pretty strong right now. Cleaver and a couple of components, I believe. Actually, a ruby crystal, so it doesn't even really help him in that regard. Yeah, just runs down Strive. I guess jungle's broken, guys. There's your case study.
There you go. The Vi that's made it through. I mean, again, it's weird because Vi's in such a good position. It was then Zeri that made her even more relevant and more broken. She's still heavily banned in the LPL and like sometimes first pick worthy. Vi's made it through now, what, like 7 patches without being touched? 8?
I mean, she's getting nerfed on 13-13. Right. But I don't know if it's the kind of nerf that really does anything to her. So, you know, yeah, it's a strange one. But sometimes the balanced team feel a little different about other champions, right? I'm not going to get into this discussion, I think, because it's a bit of a wormhole discussion, to be honest. But yeah, it is definitely kind of strange sometimes when champions do go untouched for a little while and they're on the stronger side. We'll see how the 13-13 changes impact Vi and her strength, but one thing that is forever present, it feels like, is Kasante's ability to Kasante, and Xiaoxu has to flash away just at the threat of JackeyLove also following up on it.
Next patch, yeah? Is that next patch Kasante disappears or what?
Nope. 13-14, they're looking to adjust it. So
God.
probably into playoffs, I'm afraid, my friend.
Yeah.
So I still don't. I was worried for Tian there. I thought he was going to press his R key. He's going to press
tempo rookie. Strive gets away, and RA's duo up in this top side, just getting converged on by TES.
Tian's basing on vision.
He is indeed.
Care about this
Wayward is also dying. Well, no, hang on.
Never mind.
We
Never
do.
mind. No,
Hyper is a
we
lot.
do.
But under turret, this is dangerous. Xiaoxu under
no.
turret. Why? Why would you under a Kasante turret? Under a Kasante turret. Under a Kasante turret! Xiaoxu, you little devil. Wayward just laughs that off, brother, as you would. Why would you ever dive a Cassante with Q3 activated?
Okay. I don't want to see riots in the chat. This was a Xiaoxu mistake. Like, this was just disrespecting what the champion does. All right? Anyway, speaking of this, this is the longest flank I think I may have seen from Tian. It's a 5-man collapse. Baolan might just be the only sacrificial lamb.
Hey, Rookie and JackeyLove just destroy Baolan. There, take that history. IG's old support, gone, dusted. Baron now exposed. They've even got mid. I mean, Assum is just getting ulted. In goes JackeyLove. This is now becoming a demolishing by TES.
Yeah, I mean, all of the agency is in Top Esports' hands, right? If the map is being played really slow here by RA, then they can just kind of walk around like a roaming death squad and kill whoever they want. So Xiaoxu comes out of Mega, and then of course you get the very brief window where you are almost always excited for. It's about 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and that helps him catch up here.
Why?
And he follows through with all of the additional hyper procs, but why? Yeah,
why would you ever?
I don't know. Jake, I don't know. It's strange, okay? And, do you know why I love Twitch chat, by the way? Because I opened it up because I was like, are they all going to spam Riot? Even better, they're just spamming the copy pasta, man. Which,
that's all
to be fair, it's all you need. Shout out to Showmaker for creating that on the spot. Because that's the best. But like, I saw the copy pasta for the first time. I was like, wow, this is really creative from the community. Like, good job. This is actually kind of funny. No, it was just Showmaker's mental being broken for the 15th time by Cassante.
True.
So
there's so many good
hilarious
7TV emotes from Showmaker as well. As Tian ulties again. Assum just ulted that, by the way. And now as he flashes over, I mean, Tian is having a field. This is such a good performance from him. He's just carrying by himself. He literally doesn't even need Rookie anymore.
No, he does not. He is just walking around like the big assassin that he is. I mean, PTA can definitely help you do that when you rush Cleaver. Of course, his damage is going to slowly start to fall off, and his like overall 1v1 threat should start to teeter off against Strive and Assum, but right now he's very much near peak power in that regard, and he's been abusing it really, really well. And I think for Top Esports, it's just a matter of time until they find another fight and can turn this into a Baron. So RA need to find some kind of reprieve somewhere, or reprieve rather somewhere. Just try and set up a bit of fog.
Jesus.
And they're definitely trying, right? Like behind that wolf pit, for example, but this is one of the big issues. Kai'Sa with the evolved W. If she hits a champion, it's on an even lower cooldown, but even generally, it's only like a 14-second jack, so you can just poke out, wait. I mean, you see there, he hit a champion, it was on 4 seconds, he's going to throw it out again, hits a turret, so it's going to be on a 10. But yeah, it's a bit of a hole for RA to climb out of right now. And this is kind of one of the issues I feel like you do often see if you end up drafting a poke composition or kind of like a pseudo, it's weird, right? It's a little bit all over the place. They got poke, they got front to back, but you don't have more than one engage tool, then you can feel like you're a little bit stripped for options. And Top Esports certainly have every option in the book. They're looking for a turn, maybe.
Maybe Leyan taking it out for the time being. Tian thinking about going in. Ulti on the return path. This Rookie. Oh, the Everfrost is a two-man as well, but look at his angle on top of Strive. Is trying to take him, trying to take his back out. Meanwhile, JackeyLove ulting into the backside. This is the OG Kai'Sa. Gala may be one of the best Kaisas in the world, but JackeyLove started it with a double going down, with Rookie finishing business. Top Esports to the top in the name.
Only one of them has a skin for the champion, Jake, and there's a reason for it. JackeyLove ran the whole gauntlet once upon a time and wants to bring Top Esports to that same mantle again. RA right now just have no answer, and it's a little bit sad. They have kind of sat on their hands and they've been rolled over for it. In all fairness, Top Esports had all this up here. Turnaround is pretty good. It takes a little bit longer than I thought it would. In all fairness, though, the engage tools get thrown onto Tian quite early on, so he doesn't quite find a target for a while. So he's kind of just playing front line for JackeyLove. Mark was in the back line by himself, and then eventually, once Tian does press his R key, JackeyLove just gets free reign to go in and do whatever he wants. Kills off Leyan. Last auto attack comes in with all of the Q evolution damage. Very impossible to get away from, and because of those kills at the very back end, Rookie gets another stack on the Spirit Rush and is able to find Strive as well.
What an outclassing. I mean, Mark as well. having a great Rakan game as Tian is constantly in the face of these enemy carries. He's not shied away from pressing the R button in any situation. As TS not shying away from this push, looking for the inner bot side. That'll start curving in to the inhibitor turret as well. And Rookie looks like he's going to go manage the top side wave. So getting all affairs in order here as TES already 7,000 gold up. Let's see what they do with the Baron here, Jamada, and how quickly they try and end this game, because right now it is one-sided. No Mega Gnar available. Tian might not do that much damage, but as he interrupts the hop, Rookie does. That's 3 items, and he's kind of vegetarian with it, but it's still enough to take that plant killer of Xiaoxu down for 40 seconds.
Yeah, for half a second I was like, because I saw the initial burst, I was like, man, maybe Xiaoxu is tanky enough to survive until he gets Mega, and then Rookie pressed the rest of his buttons. Yeah. And there was not really much he could do about it. Trying to play on all 3 lanes, top Esports, they're shifting it from bottom mid to top and mid instead, and get this tier 2 up here. Maybe Tian and Rookie can keep on going, or maybe they just collapse on the mid lane so they can secure the final tower, but engage from R8.
Oh no, it was not nice, was it? Look at Rookie. Look at him. And here's JackeyLove. Assum's next. They're all dead. They're literally all dead. And it happens as quickly as you can blink. TES with long death timers to fight with. They might not end the game here, but you better believe as Rookie teleports to the minion to keep it alive, that TES should be trying to end here through top side. That's their avenue. Xiaoxu in the wrong wave. How good do top Esports look here, Jamada? No early game issues, no worries against RA. Game 1 was a clinic, and it was entertaining to say the least. As ulti time against Baolan, Mark hops in, and top Esports are just cleaning out the business. 17-1, 8 turrets to 3, a 12,000 gold lead in 27 minutes. TES are a top team, and RA are nothing in their eyes.
Yeah, we said this had to be a sweep. This had to be top Esports mopping the floor entirely with Rare Atom, and this game 1 has definitely set that pace for the remainder of